Hey y'all. Alrighty. How are y'all tonight? Lord, there is just like stuff everywhere on my table. Alright, so we're going to try this view and see how this works. So we're going to do the monthly kit. However, we're going to do it, look at that, there's hot glue on my remote. No shocker there. We're going to do it in a way that will allow it to go in a storm door. So, here's the trick for storm doors. Okay. You need it to be approximately, what is this, like 4 inches? Yeah, so about just around 4 inches, about the size of the inside of a toilet paper roll. So that's our guide. That's what we kind of need to stay in. That's kind of like our, this is where we need to be kind of thing. So I cut all my mesh at 20 inches. All my ribbons are cut at 12 inches. So very similar to the first go round. Just going to be a different method. Now, this is specifically if you want to make it for something that goes inside a storm door. I will tell you though, unless you live in an area where it's just like so windy and so many problems that you actually have to keep it inside the door, you can actually get these really large suction cups and put it on the outside of your storm door. But if you have a storm door because the weather's terrible, then that's a different situation. All right, so let's talk about this for a second. This is what we're using, okay? This is our frame that comes with it. A lot of people, most of the time, when they're going to do pancake wreaths, they're going to do it on the Dollar Tree frame. It's very flat. So you can see the big difference here, right? But you can see this still will work. So how we're going to do it, we'll still be able to do it. So you can see it's a lower one. It is a lower frame. So I don't know if I have any of the bigger frames. Let's see. Because you need to understand. Yes. All right. Now, if you're going to do this method with a work wreath, do you see, even with the elevated one, you could still do it. It would be a little bit more difficult. However, you see the difference in these two. So this one is definitely significantly higher than this one. So this has 2 levels. This has 3. This has 4, but they're flat. So if you have a really tight storm door, this is what you'd want to use. Okay. I would avoid this kind with the very elevated base to do the storm doors. These work really well though. It should be totally fine. Alright, so now we're going to see our new view. Ready? Here we go. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, we're going to do pretty much like we normally do. We're going to pull our little ties in. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's good. I'm going to open these up. It is going to look a little different. Alright, so what do we think about this view? How's this? Is that a little better? I need to turn it this way a little. There. Okay. So all these are cut at 20 inches. I'm going to show you what makes this such a different method. What do you mean inbox? Oh, you must be talking to Z. Yeah, y'all, I hardly ever do Facebook messages because I've had a bad experience with them. So, if I don't answer you, that's why. I was getting these really horrible messages, so I just kind of said, no, I'm not doing that. All right. So if you didn't get to see, this is our sign. Isn't that cute? I really love this. Ooh, look how close I can get. Haha. All right. So just like we normally do, we're going to tuck it under, kind of lay it flat. Same way we always make our ruffles, right? So just straight up the center, like that. Tuck it in, pull it out, place it down. This is where it's going to differ. Woo, excuse me. All right, normally we pull it up and we do all this fun stuff. You don't want to do that with the pancake, okay? With the pancake, what you want to do is you want to flatten out your ruffle like this, okay? Just like that. Flatten it out. Now, normally with the Dollar Tree one, so normally with the Dollar Tree one, I will do 12 in total, like 6 on the bottom, 6 on the top. I do 2 on the bottom. So there's basically, what, 12 on the bottom and 6 on the top. So we don't need to do that because we're going to do each tie and there'll be 18 still. Yes, this is the Deco Mesh Ruffle Tool and it is used to do your ruffles. So you can see how I flattened it out. You see that? So it's not, other than coming up here and kind of hitting this upper piece, it's really not sticking up, okay? You may need to put your hands in there and kind of push it down. This part, I'm gonna kind of tuck under so it's not quite going over the top because I still have to open this one up and do this one. Okay. So then I'll place this one down, thank y'all, and I will do the same thing. So I'll go straight up. See how I have my edges tucked each side, and then we place it down so you can see how this one's different. And then we just kind of place it on top of each other, flattening it out. You see, it might want to curl up on you, so you just take your hands underneath and just pop it right back under. So normally when I'm doing the pancake and I'm doing it on the Dollar Tree frame, it's going to look a little flatter because this has an elevated form, but it's going to work. You're going to see. All right. Then we take our ribbons, fold them, pinch in the middle. Okay. This time, we're going to pull them like this. So for this method, you absolutely want them to come forward. So open it up, place it down, tie it. There are going to be some things with this form that would be hard to do, like you really couldn't do. Mini bows on the bottom would be a little difficult. Okay, so you want to do this because, and you want them to be pretty flat. One, it's going to go in the storm door, and two, when this comes over, it's going to cover part of this. All right, so you want your ribbons to show by pulling out front. Hello, hello, how are y'all? Ha ha ha. We haven't gotten, well, let me tell you back. We kind of got our tree together, but not yet. Not quite yet. We have it up, but we don't have the lights all on it, and it's not decorated. Yeah, Daddy's actually back here, sitting behind me. See there? See how we pull it out? Okay, then we'll get two more. So you're going to end up with a lot of extra mesh with this method. So if you're a person that likes to conserve mesh, this is going to be the way to do it. Because I'm not going to put 2 in each one. I don't want to do 30-inch ruffles because then I'd really have a lot to overlap. It's just easier to do 20-inch and just do 1 on each. It is fun. Okay. So, pull it out. See, we have that tucked under. Pull that tuck under. All right. Spread it out. So what you can do is do one side, kind of lay it flat, then do the other side, lay it flat, and then go and kind of push up so that it actually lays flat instead of wanting. So pretty different from what we normally do, right? I generally like to do 2 at a time and then put my ribbons on. I find it a little bit easier when I'm doing this method to do it that way. You mean this thing? Are you talking about the rotary cutter? Or are you talking about this thing, the mesh roller? Okay. So I like to use, the brand that we use around here is Sullivan. This is who makes the ones that we normally get. You can get them at mynotions.com. They have them. I like them. I did do it on a gray flat surface, but this time, sometimes it's good to know that you can use other things. Because you may not have a flat one or a Dollar Tree one, or maybe you got a kit and you still need to make it a pancake and you need to use the supplies that are in the kit. Which is why we're specifically doing a kit. So you can see you can still use it for that method. See how you just kind of have to pull them? And you have to arrange them pretty well because these are very close together because it is this type of frame. Just have to take your time. And we can do our ribbons. I actually, yes, ribbon tails are 12 inches. I never use 13. I like to see some of my mesh. I do not like Fisker's rotary cutters. I have had some bad experiences with them. Whatever you get, make sure it has a safety on it and that it has this piece on it. 2 most important things. This keeps you from cutting your finger. This keeps you from accidentally having it out when you don't mean to. Very, very important. Always protect your hands. All right. So we just pinch it up in the middle, pull it to the front, down it goes. Now when we put this second level on, it's going to help some of this lay flatter. So if you see little bubbles here, when we put it on the top, that's going to help a little bit. And as you can see, they are like not one directly on top of the other, right? So there's one here, there's one here, so it's not directly on top of the ones on the bottom, which helps a lot. Because there's 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top. Okay. So you can actually cut 9 pieces of each one. And if it works out like I suspect it should, you should be able to make 2 wreaths with the mesh, at least with the mesh. doing this method. You won't have ribbon and a sign for both, but you will have enough mesh. And this mesh right here, this mesh is excellent for Valentine's as well. So, and just an all year wreath, really. Red and white and black are always popular. Always, always, always. Can't go wrong. Okay. There we go. So definitely a little different than Melly Mel's because we are using a work wreath. Same method, just a little bit different. Okay. Like that. See how I push it up and then I kind of spread them out. That makes it a little easier if you push it up first. And then just kind of flatten it with your hands. It looks a little odd, but it will come out looking really cute. Let me tell you something about needles. I was so terrified of needles, and I had cervical cancer when I was young, so I was going to have in vitro to have kids. I almost didn't do it because I was so scared of needles. However, I really wanted kids a lot more. So, I got over it. You can get over it. It's not really that bad. Once you get past it, then you realize it's no big deal. And I had to do shots for like 20 weeks every time. It was terrible, but I got through it. And I got these two wonderful boys. And it was worth every poke and every ultrasound and everything. So, trust me, you can get past that. All right. Alrighty. You know, sometimes when you're tired, it makes things harder. I know you've had your share of needles. Y'all, poor Cece went home sick. Oh no! I feel so bad. She came and helped me and she went home sick. You should never have to go home sick. That's just no go. You got snoring babies back there, Pa?
Yeah, 2 of them.
2 of them. That's funny.
They nudge me every time I stop to pet them.
Oh.
That was the worst.
I was lucky my husband gave me most of my shots because it scared me to death. He was so nonchalant about it. He's like, don't worry. He actually got very good at it. I do feel bad. How can I not? You went home feeling yucky. I wore you out, and then you went home and got sick. That's just no good. I'll tell y'all, those shows are amazing, and they are absolutely exhausting. It's like, it starts on Tuesday. So Tuesday you load your stuff in. Wednesday you can kind of take and make, you know, some final things, and then it opens on Wednesday. Wednesday's not that bad, it's only a couple hours. But then Thursday is from like 8:39 to like 10 o'clock at night. Friday is from 8:30 or 9 till 11 o'clock at night. And then Saturday is 9 to 6, and Sunday is 12 to 5, and then you have to break down. So by the time it's over, you're just like zombified. Okay. Zombieland. That's what it is. Okay. It's worth it though. Yep, it's worth it. I'm excited. My husband's going to take me out to dinner tomorrow. The show was in Columbia, South Carolina. It's put on by the Junior League. So all Junior Leagues all over the United States, they have holiday markets. And they're super amazing. They are juried shows, which means you have to send them photos, and it goes through like a panel of people, and they either let you get a booth or they don't. Based on, you have to send them a lot of pictures. Pictures of your booth, pictures of what you make. You have to tell them, you know, what you're going to have in your booth, how much things are going to cost, kind of the price range. There's like a whole bunch of stuff you have to fill out. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough, Carol, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I don't want to talk about my birthday. I was trying to keep that quiet.
It's a magic day.
It's a magic day. It is not a magic day.
It is.
It is not a magic day. I will officially be like a senior citizen tomorrow, and that's just kind of stressful.
I've been there a long time.
I know. But you're almost 90, so.
Right.
You're not sorry. You're funny. My mom says, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, nothing. And she's like, well, you have to want something. It's like, well, can I go back a couple years? No. That number doesn't really bother me, honestly. No, let's add about 5 years to that. I wish it was 45. Let's just say I'll probably be getting AARP stuff starting tomorrow. I will be 55 years old tomorrow.
Right.
That's insane, isn't it? I don't feel any different. I don't feel that old. I know, birthday must. That's really close. Okay. So we're going to do this on the top now. So, I'm going to open these up. I want to be a little strategic so I don't mess up the bottom. So I'll kind of push it down and then open it up. That's so funny. My husband's so funny. So he's like 3 months older than me. And so when he gets his birthday, he'll say, oh, I'm robbing the cradle. And I'll say, yeah, it's for 3 whole months. It's funny. He's so funny. I know, AARP eligible. Oh my gosh, that's kind of depressing. My hands look young. Maybe it's because, I don't know, I avoid the sun like the plague because I burn if I even look outside. So I try not to get any of my skin in the sun. That's why it looks that way. Yeah. I like the outdoors as long as the sun is not like, you know, no, I can do winter sun. I cannot do summer sun. All right, so see what we do on the top. the same thing. So we just cross them over like this, cross these over, push it up like that. There we go. It's not going to matter that this has a little like lumpy thing, because let's see, we still have plenty of room. Biggest thing is to make sure that you get it as flat as you can. That's why you don't want to do it more than 20 inches. And you see now why we pull these out in the front. Hello, hello. Well, luckily I don't have to do that yet. I have another, what, 10 years before I have to talk to Medicare, so, right? When do you have to sign up for Medicare? Is it 65? 60? 65, right? I don't remember.
I think it's 67.
You think it's 67?
I think.
I'm not sure it's that long. But it's long.
Only 2
Long
years.
time. Yeah. I think it's 65. Yeah, 65. See, I got a whole 10 years. I don't even have to think about that yet. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, somebody else have a birthday? Is it today or tomorrow? Who has a birthday? All right, so there we go. Why does this thing freeze up on me? There we go. Right, yeah, that is the good thing, is that you don't have to pay your insurance anymore. But can I give you a little bit of advice from someone who worked in healthcare? Stick with the red, white, and blue Medicare. Don't get an Advantage plan. Don't do it unless you're forced to. Just don't do it. Medicare covers so much more. The reason that those Advantage plans get it is because they save Medicare money. Thank you. Yep. In my former life, that's funny. Before I was doing this, I am a CPA, but I was Chief Financial Officer and Chief Operating Officer at a hospital. So, I can tell you from personal experience, those things are horrible. And they make them seem really appealing. They're not. You gonna buy me lunch? There we go. Casey was asking me about birthday presents too. I was like, nope. I don't need things. I like people better than things. Don't y'all? I'd just rather hang out and talk to people. I don't need stuff. My husband's taking me to dinner. That's all I need. I'm pretty excited about that. Yep. Straight Medicare. You actually can get out of an Advantage plan, but you have to call Medicare at the end of the year before you renew and tell them that you don't want it anymore. So Don't let them tell you that you can't, because you actually can. But you have to call them and you have to do all the legwork yourself. So that's why they tell you, they don't want to tell you that you can. But yes, you can. And if you need extra insurance, you're better off getting the, you know, the one that you can sign up for online, because it goes off of your income. And if you're on Social Security, well then, you can get it pretty cheap. Yeah. Well, we do have a party at the studio tomorrow, but Megan's going to go do it for me. And then I can go with my husband. What is this disco ball thing? Okay. Put this over here. We'll look at it when we get closer. Yeah, see all these people on here? Yeah, when it's open enrollment, you call them and you tell them that you don't want that anymore. And you get out of it. Go back to red, white, and blue. Very important. Take it from someone who has seen people get in some pretty bad situations because they got out of Medicare and into some crazy Advantage plan. How do I lay my bundles down? So, when we do our ruffle, let's just kind of walk through it. Do our ruffle just as normal, just exactly like we always do. There it is. You know what? I think I'm going to have Starbucks coffee tomorrow. That's going to be my birthday present to myself. Yes, it is. All right. We take it just like normal. Put it down just like normal. Everything up to this point is exactly the way we always do it. However, what you do is you take this piece and you stretch it out and pull it across this side. And you pull it across this side and you push the mesh up like that to make it flat. Then you do the other side across the first side, just like that. You'll have to readjust things. That's normal. Okay. So that's what makes it so different. I know. And you know what? I think people think that if it's done on a specific thing that you can't use it on something else, but you can. You absolutely can. Oh, that is a necessity. I know you think that's a necessity because when you're here, we go every day. I do have coffee every day. I just don't always go to Starbucks. Because if I go to Starbucks and Bella's in the car, we have to get a pup cup. Because, oh, and let me tell you, she loves that whipped cream stuff so much. And so when Ross loves milkshakes. And so when he gets milkshakes, Bella sees that whipped cream in there and she is like, mine. And he gets upset because she tries really hard to get it. And he's like, no, Mom, tell her to leave me alone. That's funny. He loves her anyways. She's a good girl. Yeah, you want me to do another one on the flat form? Yeah, I will. We can do, how about we do, so we did this one. We'll do one on this one, and we can do one on the gray ones, the Unique in the Creek boards. Sounds like a plan to me. We can do it. Okay. So see, this is the exact same wreath we made the other day. Oh, you know what? That wreath sold. I can't show it to you because we took it to the show and it sold. So, whoops. I can't show you that one. But if you look at the picture on the video for today, you'll see it on YouTube. There's a picture of the one we did. There we go. Did y'all see my cool booth setup that we did? It turned out so pretty. So look at how much mesh we have left. You see this? So this is after we've done the wreath. So this is why, one of the reasons why this method is awesome. Because you are able to use, you know, a lot less mesh just because of the way the method is. So this is going to be flat, but it's going to be nicer, not nicer, larger, wider than the ones that you usually see. Hey. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Bow embellishment placement. You mean like where to put your bow versus a enhancement or a sign? And there's so many different ways you can do it. There's really no right or wrong way. It really just is what looks right to you. Like what looks good, what looks right. So if you do it and it looks good to you, then it's correct. Okay. Remember, there's no rules. Thank you. There's no rules. No rules in wreath making. No rules. I know we had a lot of questions on the bow wall, so I am going to do a little video on how that was done. I'll show you up close what it looks like. I'm going to tell you, it's amazing because it will stand on its own, and it did. So we had a corner, okay, so we were able to almost like have a four-sided booth, and we were able to go out a little bit. So whenever you can get a corner, always do it, because you just get a lot more space. If you have a corner, you end up getting more than, you know, what they originally give you. So yeah, and we were able to kind of like make almost like a triangle and kind of pull it in so that it allowed for us to put things on both sides. So we hung bows on there, wreaths on there. We put centerpieces up against it. It was amazing. I cannot tell you how many people took pictures in front of those bows. Right, Cece? So many people. They were like, can I take a picture in front of your wall? Or they just did it. We even had this little guy, this cute little guy, who, how did I get two? Oh, look at that. He came and he wanted Cece to take a picture of him and his little friends. And so she said, okay, $20. It was really funny. And so after she took the photo, he came over and was like, okay, I'm going to buy something for your booth. And we were like, no, we were just teasing. And he bought a wreath for his door. Y'all, he was the cutest thing on the planet. He was so excited. He called his mom and FaceTimed her to show her how grown up he was because he had a wreath for his front door. It was so cute. It was so cute. He was just like Too cute. Young. Very young. I know we should have charged. Nah. That's okay because my bows will be in a lot of pictures from Christmas. So I'm pretty happy. I'm happy with it. Alright, so look now. We've got the whole thing together. Look how nice and full this looks. Can you see? Now look how flat it is. Hold on, let me open y'all up. Alright, can you see? Look how flat that is. You see that? Still flat. Alright, so if we put it down and we put our toilet paper roll in it, we still fit inside the door. See? Now we can put our little sign on. This is a completely different look, right? What happens with this is that it becomes just slightly wider than the normal one. It's like 25 inches instead of 24. But it works. If you wanted, I think the best thing to do is maybe put the sign in the middle, because it would be difficult to get a bow on this with this type of wreath. Now, if you had the other one, you can, or you could do mini bows. I'll just kind of move my ribbons a little bit so I can see them really well. We will do a bow, but I won't put one on this wreath, just because it kind of defeats the purpose. But you could sell a matching bow, or we could put a bow like on the bottom. So I wouldn't want to put it on the top because it kind of won't work if you do that. There we go. Okay. How cute is that? All right, let's put our sign on. All right, so what do we think of this view? Do we like this one better, or do we like the side view better? It is a fun look. So it's, you know, it's really made for people who have storm doors. And what I like about this one is it's fuller, but still small enough to fit in the door, but it doesn't look like totally flat. I like that. I like that it doesn't look like it is flat. It does go on a storm door, but it doesn't look like smashed, like sometimes the pancake wreaths can look. You like this view? I do too. Okay. All right. See? Karen has a storm door. There we go. All right, so we just pull it through, punched it with our hole punch. I'm going to be doing a series of videos on craft fairs, so just hold tight. I used to do these every Thursday, and I got out of the habit because things got so busy. But I'm fully staffed again, so I'm going to do them again. Where's my weaving needle? Where did it go? That's okay, we got lots of them. Let's pull out another one. Alright, so weaving needle. You just use it just like a needle. See how it has that opening right there? You see that? Wow, that's pretty close. See how that goes right in there? Like that? Now watch this. I take this. I'm going to stick it. Whoops. I actually pulled it out. There we go. So I take it, I push it directly down through the mesh, just like that. Now here's the other side. I pull it up. All right, now here's the important part. Tie it but don't tie it real tight. Tie it a little bit loosely, okay? So right here, see how there's a little bit of play in this? This is how you want to do it. This is how you keep it from getting too tight. All right, like that. So you see how there's still some play in it, okay? Because it is so hard to loosen these. It is easy to tighten them. So you want to do that. Keep them looser. It's easier to tighten. See, same thing. Push it right down, right through. There it is. It's not going to hurt this mesh. It's not going to do a thing. Me too. I've been working since I was 12. So, I don't think I'm ever going to retire. Even if I'm stuck in a bed or something, I'm still going to do something. I have to. There we go. Yeah, most girls did. There we go. So just kind of fluff up our ribbons a little. Oh, how cute is that? That's so cute. All right, let's pull y'all back up. I know, the needle is awesome. All right, you ready? Look at this. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Look how cute.
It is nice.
I think Daddy's tired. Look how cute that is. Ooh, see, look, it's flat. See how flat it is? But it's also fluffy. All right, so let's do a bow. Set this over here. Right, Bailey?
Ellie said yes.
She said, whatever.
She's tired.
Yeah. I know, because she worked so hard today. Not. Okay. That was, she helped Mommy, so. I got up and down and up and down and up and down a lot today, so that makes Bella tired because she has to get up and down, up and down, up and down when I do. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to tell y'all, I told my bow masterclass about this. I'm going to tell y'all. I sold so many bows at my craft show. It's just not even remotely funny how many I sold. So make sure that you are doing something when you're at your craft fairs, if you can. It does bring people in, and it brings you additional things. So that person may not be able to afford a wreath, but they can afford a bow. And if they buy a bow, okay, this is 8 inches, then they're going to remember who they got it from, because every year I have the same people who come and see me, and they call me the bow lady. I knew I had to come see the bow lady. Okay, you want to call me the bow lady? I'm okay with that. So they come back every year, and each year they buy more than they did the last year. So I had one person buy 30 bows. I had another person buy 10 bows. They were together, so they were friends. That was a lot of bows to make, let me just tell you. Then I had, so we'll do a spider bow. Then I had, people would buy 10, 20, 8, 9, 13. And even after the show, I've continued to sell bows because they're still coming in and saying, hey, I want 8 more bows. I want 5 more bows. I want, you know, this and that. So it's why I wanted to do the bow masterclass right before my show, because I wanted to be able to kind of show how well they do, and you know how profitable they are. So I'll be sharing that with them. All right, spider bow we do. This is kind of a bigger spider bow. So we do our tails on each side, and we alternate. That's how we do the, that's how we do it. All right. I highly suggest if you're going to buy a bow maker that you get this one. I love this bow maker. I will pick this one over all others. So you see, this was where my tails were, so I came over on this side first. Heck yeah! All money spends the same. Doesn't have to be wreath money. Every year I make, they have these little white trucks at Carolina Pottery. And every year I make a little white truck, you know, and I, you know, put all the greenery and all that stuff in it. And every year that's the first thing that goes. Every year. We set it out and immediately someone's like, oh. Absolutely every day above ground is a blessing. Oh, I like that. And then off it goes. It's the one thing I could not keep a hold of. So there's certain things that I just do every year because I know it works. There's a lot of little things about craft fairs that you need to know. A lot of things you need to be prepared for. A lot of things you need to pack and have. There's questions you should ask to make sure that the place is good. There's things you should talk to other vendors about. I will make a few. Well, I was going to do, I had some sleds to do this year, and y'all, I did not get to them. Every year, I think I'm going to do all of these, and then every year, I don't, because I get too busy. All right. Oh, looking in the wrong drawer. Okay. So we can see where the indentation is, right in here, right? And on that side. So I'll hold one side, always important. Slide it around. There it goes. Flip it over. And what I do is I just kind of push it down and slip that under. There we go. Yeah, so I'll tell you, I have problems with my hands, especially if I do a lot of bows in them. So the bow maker keeps me from having, you know, having my hands hurt at night. Because if I do them in my hands, my hands are going to hurt that night. So love the bow maker because it saves me so much pain. Alright, so we're going to pull all the tails into the center. That's why we call it the spider. This is the spider's legs. This was in my shop. This actually comes with this kit, this black and white check. But I think we have some in my shop. I think we do. There we go. I'll tell you, have y'all ever had to make red velvet bows? Boy, you talk about something that hurts your hands. Holy cannoli. That's enough to... And sometimes I will just get aggravated and I will do bows in my hands because I don't feel like twisting all the little pieces like this. Let's twist it so we can make sure it's going in the right direction. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing that. So I'll do it in my hand because then I don't have to twist it. But see, look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? Let's get that up a little bit. There. Look how pretty that is. So I pulled the 3 in the middle up, and then I put the tails on the side. See, there's 3 tails like this, and then 3 tails on this side. And then see, if you look at it, it kind of looks like a spider, right? Because it makes it round. These are its little legs. Oh yes, let me tell you, bow makers, when you do your bow maker, do you have this kind? Very important. If you have this kind, make sure you use this piece in the front. It keeps it from popping out. I know, but I cannot tell you how many people are fans of the velvet. So many are fans of the velvet, including my mother. So, you know, it's the traditional bow people put on their wreaths, outdoors, in their mailbox, and whatever. So if you don't have the velvet, you're missing out because people love it. Make sure that you put a little bit of glue, wood glue, in there before you hammer it down. It'll keep it steady longer, and it's less likely to pop out. So, there's my 2 cents. Okay. Yes. And I buy, so when I go and do these craft shows, I buy my ribbon in 50-yard rolls. Awesome. Oh, yes, the homemade bow makers. I like the homemade bow makers, but I have a tendency to put so much ribbon in it that it like breaks it. So these are really inexpensive. These bow makers are like, what, $15? So it's worth it. All right. I made so many bows. I don't even tell you how many bows. Oh, Cece, the lady who got the 8 bows that I had to make, she ordered another 3 and then another 5. So a whole nother 8. So she ended up being a 16 bow person. But, yep, he is. He's tired. All right, well, I hope y'all have a great night. This was fun. See how pretty our bow turned out? See, and then you can sell these. And you can sell the bow, sell the wreath separate. And then you have enough mesh for another flat wreath. That's the ticket. Good night, Linda. Well, I cannot rest this weekend because we have to drive to IKEA and get Carson's Christmas present. Well, let me take it back. John's driving. I'm just riding. So that'll be rest, right? That's rest. Best bulk ribbon suppliers. There are a lot of them, but the problem is that you have to buy like cases at a time. Thank you, Susan. So you have to be able to and willing to buy like 72 rolls of one ribbon, or, you know, even when I get my 50-yard rolls, I have to buy at least 12 50-yard rolls. So these bows are $15, and I sell them all day long. $15. Yep. All right, y'all. Yeah, I sell, so the majority of my bows sell for between $15 and $45. The big bow that we did, the staircase bow, those are $45. So, and I'll tell you, people don't even bat an eye when you say $15. They're like, oh, $15. Okay. And then they'll buy 2 or 3. That's Zora. She is my moderator. That's Z. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. All right. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. And I will see you guys. I'm going to try to come on tomorrow and do something since I missed Tuesday. Yeah, we sold those too. We took like I made 42 bows during the bow master class, and we took the 42 bows and the majority of them sold. And I mean, the entire 5 days I made bows all day, every day, because that's how many bows we sold. We have like maybe 15 bows left out of all the bows we've made, and I've already sold some of those. So yeah, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of bows. People love bows. Yes. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys sometime tomorrow. So, yeah, every time we put one out, it's sold. I did hide one that was black and gold that we didn't sell because I hid it. But that was the only black and gold one we came home with. So, thank y'all. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, okay? I'm so glad you love the bow class. We did a lot of stuff in there, didn't we? Yeah, we did.